Please support the Feral Druid army. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Meow. Yo, how's it going everybody? It's Olfis, and today I'm bringing you a 7.2 Feral Druid PvP guide. 7.2 is a great time to be playing Feral. They brought in a lot of different changes. They increased our damage across the board. They added some artifact talents that we really needed, and I think that you guys need to jump on the Feral Druid now. Let's go over the talents, honor talents, and rotation to help you guys get started right now. Alright guys, let's get on to the talents. This is a really good build that I have right here. I was using this towards the end of 7.1.5 leading into 7.2, and after the last 5 or so days of running this build, I'm having a lot of fun with it. The damage increase to everything across the board, you know, the honor talents and all of that, I think it's one of the best builds right now. You know, you can really focus down on healers in arena, you know, rated battlegrounds or even random battlegrounds. You could take down healers like nothing. You have that saber tooth increasing your ferocious bite, and this is also one of my more favorite world PvP builds too. Brutal Slash can be a good substitute though, but you know, I do recommend this talent build. I'm going to talk about why it works right now. I'm going to talk about the talents here for a second, and then we'll move on to the rotation, maybe honor talents next. Let's do it. So Blood Scent here gives you 10% increased critical strike to targets with a bleed effect. This is great because then you'll be able to get double combo point generation, and you know, you'll be doing crits. The ferocious bites are going to be bigger, the bleeds are going to be bigger, everything's going to be bigger. It's going to be nice. And then I go with Renewal sometimes, although I will say that Wild Charge is great. I just have Renewal sitting there, but really though, Wild Charge is good to go a lot of the times. But if you're running something like just a bunch of DPS, or you're needing to really survive, Renewal can be great. In World PvP, sometimes you don't even need Wild Charge. It depends on who you're going after, but you know, that's always random. But Renewal can be good in arenas too. You know, pick up Wild Charge or Renewal depending on your current situation. If you're gonna have somebody kiting you like a Mistweaver Monk or something, you might want to get Wild Charge. But if you're going up against a DK and a Warrior, and then some healer like a, I don't know, a Shaman, someone who can't really kite that well, though they do have a lot of slows and roots, you know, you can go with Renewal. Alright guys, and now we got Guardian Affinity, and Guardian Affinity is really nice. It allows you to be a little more tankier. You know, the Frenzied Regeneration is going to keep you up, and Iron Fur is nice if you can muster up that many rage points. And then you got Mangle. Mangle and, you know, Thrash do a lot of damage in bear form, and it's great for kiting, great for, you know, just going into it when you have energy downtime, and or when you need to survive. Who knows? Things happen, but I like it a lot more than Resto Affinity. I find it hard to actually break away and heal up. It takes a lot of kiting and, you know, running and coming back, and I like that upfront damage, you know what I mean? Sometimes it is nice though to get Resto Affinity. Alright guys, and now we got the Mighty Bash, and Mighty Bash is really nice. That stun is always awesome. It goes for 5 seconds. It's one of your more longer stuns, and it's great to have. I have been playing around with Mass Entanglement though, and that can be pretty cool too. And then Typhoon, of course, it's great for, you know, Arathi Basin, maybe even some Eye of the Storm. It's a lot of fun, and I've seen people use this in World PvP, you know, for kiting purposes, so it depends on what you're doing. And then right here, I go with Incarnation. Savage Roar I do like, and I have been using it a little bit. I tested out a lot of these abilities after 7.2 dropped, and I'm gonna say that I prefer Incarnation for this build. Just prefer it. You get a lot of shreds, and the Blood Scent crits, you know, a lot of the time. You know, you get that 10% extra crit, so you're going to be doing a lot of heavy shreds. You know, your breaks are going to be big, and then, you know, when you pop this, it's going to increase your damage a little bit. You know, your ferocious bites are already increased by 15% with Sabertooth right here. You're going to be doing some big bites, big bleeds, big shreds, and just a lot of overall damage. And then for this, we have Sabertooth, level 90 ability here, and I do prefer this over Jagged Wounds, though I do still have a lot of mastery, and in instance PvP, your stats really don't matter anyway, but I feel like being able to Ferocious Bite constantly is a lot better than reapplying rip, you know what I mean? Like, I mean that 33% extra, you know, the reduced time on the bleeds, and, you know, the damage is a little bit higher over time, but, you know, I feel like a good, clean 600k Ferocious Bite is, like, a little bit better, because you get those, like, every 5 combo points now, and 5 combo points are pretty easy to get. So you're doing a lot of Ferocious Bites. I think the damage from Ferocious Bite is a lot higher now. It's definitely worth picking up Sabertooth in my opinion. And then Elune's Guidance is more of like running with Savage Roar. You know, you get a little bit of a burst out of it, but that 15% damage and refreshing rip, like, come on now, I gotta have it. And then for the last row, we go with Blood Talons. Blood Talons is my favorite. You cast Regrowth before you get 5 combo points. You use it on your Rip, use it on your Rake, you use it on your Shred sometimes, and you definitely use it on your Ferocious Bite. You're going to be getting some big Ferocious Bites. You got 50% increased damage right here, 15% right here. You got that 10% critical strike. Oh wait, wait up a sec, wait up a sec. You got that 10% increased damage right here. You got that 5% increased damage right here. And if you get Bloodletter's Frailty, I heard that it only does 15% extra damage in PvP, but in PvE, man, you get that 30% increased damage. So, you know, oh, and also you get Tiger's Fury. You know that Tiger's Fury grants 600 versatility to you and 4 allies for 10 seconds? Holy shit. Man, those Ferocious Bites are big, trust me. And while we're here, we might as well finish off with these artifact talents that are brand new before we go into honor talents. So check this out. We have Ferocity of the Cenarian Circle that increases your damage by 10% and stamina by 10%, and I love this. And then we have Thrashing Claws, which increases the damage of Thrash. You're gonna have to use this more in PvP and PvE. I'm using Thrash all the time now and the damage is going up and I like it. I think the honor talents that they implemented are things that we need, not just things that are random and like extra. I think that the extra damage to Thrash is amazing. I think that Fury of Ashamain, the Tiger's Fury, granting 600 versatility to you and 4 allies, like I think that is what we need. We got that extra boost, guys. We got that oomph. And then we have, of course, Bloodletter's Frailty. The Ashmain's Frenzy also increases the damage your feral abilities deal to afflicted targets by 30%. Man, it's a good time to be a Feral Druid. Before we get into artifact skins and the rotation, let me just make a recommendation for a mouse really quick. I've had a lot of luck and a lot of good games with the Razer Naga. It offers up 12 different key bindings here. 12 buttons on the side is a very nice mouse. It feels good in the hand and it's amazing. I've been using this thing forever and I do have a link down below if you guys want to check it out and purchase one. I only make a couple bucks off of it. I just really like to recommend things like this because seriously, my game is very much improved because of these 12 buttons, and anybody playing on a laptop or, you know, they don't really have that much room on their keyboard to keybind and they find themselves tripping over things or, you know, it's hard for people to get set up with key bindings nowadays. So that is why I recommend that. There is a link in the description if you want to check that out, but let's get into the artifact skins right now. And I know you guys are excited to see the Ghost of the Pride Mother, the new artifact skin that came out in 7.2. They got a few different color variations and they're pretty sweet. So let's see here, we got the blue, we got the green. Let me zoom off, there we go. We got the green, we got the purple, and then we got the orange sickle pop. This one looks sick. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, the color and the hue and the tint, the saturation. I don't know, it just looks very sweet, dude. I like the way the colors are. I like the green and I like this red one, dude. I can't wait to get the green. But these are really cool, guys. Even more of a reason why you need to be playing Feral in 7.2. Alright guys, now let's just go down the list here. I go with Gladiator's Medallion a majority of the time. I just like having that hard trinket, you know. Being able to do it every 2 minutes isn't that bad, so I picked that up. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, some people run Adaption and Relentless, but I don't fuck around with that. I just go with the Gladiator's Medallion. What if I get like incapped, you know, and I don't want a Gladiator's Medallion that. Does this prevent incaps? I don't know about that. It's all loss of control effects. You know, I want to have that hard trinket on me. Reinforced armor is great to have. Hardiness, definitely, if you're rolling with a healer in arenas. Sparring is good for melee if you're running like against double or triple melee, or, you know, in arena. That's definitely worth picking up. But if you have a healer, I think hardiness is one of the best ones because, you know, 100% of the time above 80% health, you take 20% damage, and if you're getting topped off a lot, it's pretty good to have. And then we have Thorns, and Thorns is amazing. This is one of my more favorite abilities. I go bear form, I throw this on, I throw it on with the survival instincts, you know, I mix and match, I throw it on people who are getting attacked in arenas or battlegrounds. you really want to grab Thorns if you have a chance. Protector of the Grove, if you're running with a bunch of druids or running with, you know, somebody who needs heals and like you're pretty much an off healer, you're going to go with Protector of the Grove. You're going to be able to cast tons of regrowths on your allies. And also, if you know, it decreases the time so you can cast a regrowth on your ally, then yourself, and it's really nice. We also have Tooth and Claw, which is a great ability to pick up. Remember how I was saying that Guardian Affinity is sweet and nice? Sometimes I'll go with Tooth and Claw too. I'll get that extra damage increase and you know, the stamina increase, the health increase. It's really nice to have Tooth and Claw for sure. For this row, we go with Savage Momentum pretty much all the time. I like the Tiger's Fury resets with Skull Bash, and especially now that Tiger's Fury is giving 600 versatility. Once I get that artifact talent filled in, I am always going to go Savage Momentum. And then down here, I go with Earth and Grasp a lot of the times. I used to run King of the Jungle. And Enraged Maim is good to go on a lot of specs too, like a lot of comps and arenas or battlegrounds sometimes. Earth and Grasp is just really nice for locking people down though. You go up against a warrior, mage, rogue, anybody really. It's really easy to root people up. I love dueling warriors and rooting them up. If you guys have seen Goldshire duels, it's funny when I ever do that, you know. All the warriors get screwed over by me. And then down here we have Ferocious Wound, and Ferocious Wound is really nice. I go with this all the time. I'm not really refreshing Rake that often, and since I always have bleeds up, I don't really need Rip and Tear. So this reduces my enemy's health by 25% for 20 seconds, and I'm always doing bites, big bites. This is the big bite build, so it's really nice to have. Let's go on to the rotation and finish this video off. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Don't forget to smash that like button. Let's do it. Alright guys, so here we are with the training dummy. I'm going to do the rotation really quick. I'm going to go kind of slow. I'm going to just explain every ability as it comes in, and then I'm going to get a little bit faster when the burst comes in. So here we go with the opener. I'm going to open up with a Rake, Shred to 5 combo points, Rip him up, Shred to 4 or 5. I got 4. Use my Regrowth. And then I'm going to Rake for the 5th, Rip, and those both have Blood Talons. Then I'm going to Shred. I got 2 combo points. Keep going. Now we got 5. Let's do this. I'm going to Ferocious Bite with the Tiger's Fury now. Alright, build ourselves back up. Regrowth. Remember to always regrowth. I'm going to use it on a Rake because that was running out. And now I'm going to go for the Ferocious Bite. 933k. Alright, let's go in with some Shreds. Shred them on up. Regrowth again, Rake, Ferocious Bite, 933k again. And I've seen these hit for 700, 600k, 800k. I've gotten some 900ks in PvP. It's crazy. So let's keep going. I haven't popped my burst yet. Regrowth and Tiger's Fury there. You can check out my abilities here. Now I Rake with a Regrowth. So I got Blood Talons on that. And now let's go for the Ferocious Bite because our Rip's running out. Bam, 933k again. These are some big crits. All of these are critting. Have you guys noticed? So let's pop our Incarnation now. Incarnation, Regrowth, Rake, and then let's put a new Rip on the target because we're enhanced with Incarnation now. Alright, 2 combo points because of the Shred. Now let's go with the Nashman's Frenzy now. Now I'm going to Tiger's Fury and a 1,200,000 Ferocious Bite. Now let's do these Shreds, see how spicy these Shreds get. I'm going to Shred again. Oh, that one didn't crit. But let's get another Rake on the target. So it's basically just 5 combo points, Ferocious Bite, make sure Rake doesn't fall off, keep everything on there, and you're gonna get some big Ferocious Bites, guys. These tear through healers. I took down a Mistweaver Monk in my PvP video. He's a gladiator. The only reason why I got him down is because I cut through half of his health in like 3 hits. Otherwise he would have cocooned and killed me. So this is a lot of damage, guys. It really takes down healers fast. You gotta trust me on this. And occasionally, it's good to throw out a Thrash, because Thrash, let's see these ticks right here. Well, I guess there's a bunch of other bleeds on the target, but Thrash does do quite a bit of damage as well. I'll be randomly throwing that out. But I love this. I love being able to just refresh Rip, and because it lasts so long, you can bleed this guy up. I'm gonna come over here really quick. I'm gonna bleed this guy up. Alright, so bled up. Now let's bleed this guy up right here. You know what? Oh, forgot there's the Blood Talons for him. Oh wait, this one's running out. Wait up, man, don't go anywhere. Oh, it's refreshed, nice. So basically you can just keep refreshing on targets, get your Rip on a few of them. Remember to use your Blood Talons there for empowering your 5 combo point finishers, and also occasionally shred between rakes when rake is like middle of the cooldown. I missed that one. The rake fell off for the rip. Alright, well, thank you guys for checking out my video. That's it for the rotation. If you have any questions, you guys can catch me on my live streams. I do live stream almost every day. We're doing Battlegrounds or any other nonsense. We're going to be doing World PvP and some fun stuff. So join me on my streams. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Feral Druid army. We're hot out here, guys. Feral Druids are going to be great in 7.2. Log on, gear yours up, because item level does matter. Get your mastery as your primary stat, crit, versatility, then haste, and make sure you guys are killing it in PvE. I want to see ferals across the board, guys. We're getting into some PvE progression soon, as well as some arenas, battlegrounds, and rated battlegrounds, so I hope you guys are ready. See ya later. Peace out.